Come closer, my dear. People today will tell you that this world belongs to the loud, the ruthless, and the cold. They will tell you that a soft heart is a fragile thing, easily broken and best hidden away behind walls of stone. But let an 82-year-old woman tell you a secret that took me a lifetime to fully understand. Kindness is not a weakness. It is the single most formidable weapon you will ever wield. And today, I want to tell you why. Pull up a chair. Yes, right there. Take a deep breath and just sit with me for a moment. The world is moving so terribly fast outside that window, isn't it? Everyone is rushing. Everyone is fighting silent battles they never speak of. And so often, they take that exhaustion out on the innocent people around them. Have you felt that lately? That sharp, unexpected sting of someone's unwarranted cruelty? I know you have. I can see it in your eyes, my dear. You sit there wondering if you should change yourself, if you should build a fortress around your gentle heart, grow thorns, and become just as cold as the people who have hurt you. But please, I ask you to pause. Listen to the steady rhythm of your own good heart. When you are 80-something years old, sitting in a rocking chair with nothing but your memories for company, I promise you that you will not regret the times you chose to be kind. You will only regret the moments you let the bitterness of others extinguish your inner light. The world will always try to convince you that being gentle means being a doormat. But they are entirely, fundamentally wrong. True kindness requires a spine of steel. It is the ultimate act of rebellion in a world that profits from anger and division. Let me take you back to the bitter winter of 1962. I was a young woman, not much older than you are now, trying to find my footing in a city that felt entirely too big and entirely too cold. I had taken a job at a local garment factory to make ends meet. It was hard, backbreaking work under harsh fluorescent lights, but it paid the rent. My floor supervisor was a woman named Eleanor. Oh, Eleanor, just saying her name brings back the scent of machine oil and stale coffee. Eleanor was widely known as the terror of the factory floor. She had a sharp tongue, a permanent, heavy scowl, and she seemed to take a special, twisted pleasure in breaking the spirits of the younger girls. If your seam was even a millimeter off, she would humiliate you in front of the entire room, making sure everyone heard your failure. She was bitter, relentless, and everyone was terrified of her. The other workers fought back the only way they knew how, with whispers in the break room, spreading rumors about her, glaring at her when she turned her back. They met her coldness with their own frozen resentment. But my own grandmother, bless her wise soul, had taught me something very different when I was a little girl. She used to say, "Hurt people are like drowning swimmers. They will pull you under if you let them, but you do not save them by drowning with them. You throw them a lifeline of grace." So I made a quiet, entirely private decision in my own heart. I decided I would not let Eleanor's darkness change my nature. I was going to be relentlessly, stubbornly kind to her. Now I was not foolishly kind. I did my work diligently. I stood tall, and I didn't let her abuse me. But I utterly refused to mirror her cruelty. Every single morning, while the other girls ignored her, I looked her right in her tired eyes, smiled warmly, and said, "Good morning, Eleanor." She would just grunt and look away. When she tore my work apart with her harsh words, I didn't cry or argue. I just nodded, calmly fixed the fabric, and said, "Thank you for showing me the right way." When I baked sweetbread on Sundays, I wrapped a small loaf in wax paper and left it on her desk on Monday morning without a word. The other girls thought I was absolutely mad. They said I was kissing up to the enemy, that I was weak and pathetic. But you see, it was never about pleasing her. It was about protecting myself. By actively choosing my own reaction, I remained the absolute master of my own spirit. Weeks turned into agonizing months. Eleanor threw every bit of venom she had at me, desperately trying to find my breaking point, trying to drag me into her misery. But you cannot break water by hitting it with a hammer. The water simply flows around the strike and remains whole. Then, one Tuesday in late November, The factory was unusually quiet. I walked past the dim break room and heard a sound that stopped me dead in my tracks. It was a quiet, ragged, desperate sobbing. I peeked inside, and there was Eleanor, the great terror of the garment district, sitting completely alone, her face buried deeply in her worn hands. She looked so small in that moment, so incredibly fragile. Anyone else might have walked away or felt a surge of triumphant vindication seeing the monster cry, but I didn't see a monster. I just saw a profoundly broken human being. I walked in, poured a hot cup of tea, and gently set it on the table in front of her. I didn't say a single word. I just pulled out a chair and sat down beside her in the quiet. She looked up, her eyes red and swollen, bracing herself for my judgment or a cruel remark. But I just gave her a soft, understanding smile, and suddenly the great dam broke. She poured out a story of such immense grief, a husband who had abandoned her in the dead of night, a sick child she was trying to support all by herself, a life that had hardened her into a stone just so she could survive the daily, crushing weight of it all that anger, all that outward cruelty. It was just a shield, a heavy, suffocating, lonely shield. By being consistently kind to her, I hadn't magically solved her terrible problems, but I had created the one safe place in her entire world where she didn't have to fight anymore. My quiet kindness was the exact weapon that finally dismantled her heavy armor. My sweet child, this is exactly what the modern world does not understand about kindness. They think it is a white flag of surrender. They think it means you are giving up. But I tell you, it is a sword and a shield. When someone comes at you with burning anger, disrespect, or deep bitterness, they are expecting you to match their chaotic energy. They desperately want you to get down in the mud with them, because in the mud, everyone is dirty, and they don't feel so alone in their misery. But when you stand firm, look at them with quiet grace, and respond with unwavering kindness, you disarm them completely. You strip away their power to dictate your emotions. You hold up a clear mirror to their bad behavior, and in the pristine reflection of your peace, they are forced to see their own chaos. Now listen to me very carefully, because this is the most crucial part of what I am telling you. Being kind does absolutely not mean allowing people to walk all over you. Knowing your deep self-worth is the very foundation of true kindness. You can politely say no. You can calmly walk away from a toxic environment or a cruel person. You can set a firm boundary with a polite smile on your face and absolute steel in your spine. The most powerful phrase in the English language is, "I will not allow you to treat me this way," spoken not with screaming red-faced rage, but with a calm, unshakable peace. When you lose your temper, you hand them the keys to your mind. When you react with malice, you are drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. But when you intentionally choose kindness, you are fiercely protecting your own peace. You are deciding once and for all that your character is not dependent on someone else's broken behavior. It is the ultimate assertion of your own self-worth and power. Looking back over 8 beautiful, messy, complicated decades of this life, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. The people who were loud, arrogant, and relentlessly cruel, their legacies faded into dust the moment they were gone. They are remembered, if they are remembered at all, merely as cautionary tales told in hushed voices. But the kind ones, the ones who held onto their beautiful softness when the world gave them every valid reason to turn hard and bitter. They are the true giants of history. Their memory warms the room long after they have left this earth. I have made many foolish mistakes in my long life, my dear. I have worried myself sick over things that never even happened. I have held on to heavy grudges that did nothing but burn my own hands. But I have never, not even for a single fleeting second, regretted a moment where I chose to be kind. Kindness is the only investment in this life that absolutely never fails. It ripples outward in mysterious ways you will never see. A simple, genuine smile to a weary stranger, a patient word to an overwhelmed and angry cashier, a gentle, dignified response to a disrespectful friend, you have absolutely no idea what invisible, crushing battles they are fighting behind closed doors. Your single act of unexpected kindness might be the very thing, the only thing that keeps them going for one more day in this hard world. So, my dear one, the next time someone tries to hand you their heavy, ugly bitterness, politely decline the offer. Let them keep it. You have much better, much more beautiful things to carry on your journey. Keep your heart incredibly soft, but keep your boundaries incredibly strong. Let your kindness be your signature, your impenetrable shield, and your greatest weapon against the darkness of the world. You are so much stronger than you realize, and your gentle spirit is a rare treasure. Now dry your eyes, take a deep, cleansing breath, and go out there and show them all the quiet, unstoppable power of a genuinely kind heart. I am so incredibly proud of the person you are becoming, and I love you dearly.